So, my dear Leo, the Earth has continued its path and we see now behind the Sun Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the one that blends duality through the Two of Cups that he is holding or she is holding as a guardian angel here, connected to the source, connected to the flow, or even connected to the flow of creativity, right? Because creativity begins when we understand duality is that friction, is that opposite that creates then something unexpected, right? Something that we cannot predict. You, then, on the other hand, I place you here because we're going to the right, we're going to your full moon, which is in your opposite sign of Aquarius. You are now in the moon, or the moon is in your sign. When we look at it, we see your constellation behind it, right? And so you are actually, interesting enough, calling the spirits, right? Calling all the spirits to help you to go your path, to go and blend and connect. Because, I mean, Sagittarius is as well a fire sign, so are you, right? And so there is quite an intensive energy happening when these two signs come together. So here the number 8 and here the number 14. The 14 then we calculate together and we get the 5. The yoga position here again, Simhasana, the lion's breath. I breathe out and I breathe in and I get the information. And of course for Sagittarius I picked Paschimottanasana, the forward bend, bringing the upper and the lower world together, or even masculine and feminine. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter and you are ruled by the Sun. And as such, you are getting, of course, in the way you bring your personality out into the world, that lion roar sometimes, right? You are literally like telling the world, hey, listen, here I have something to tell you. Now, this is the 9th house of philosophy, and you are the 5th house of joy and having fun. And so maybe today is a day where we're having fun with the themes of philosophy, right? The themes of blending, the themes of being creative, because you are creative as well, right? All the fire signs are very creative, very sexual oriented. You are the king of fire here in the Good Tarot. And we can see right away your heart, that's your body part, and we can see the sun behind you, and we can see the wisdom that you have achieved, right, over the years. Is your birthday between July 13 and August 12? Then is he your court card? If not, please look in the description below. I have listed all the cards below. Back to the last reading, you had Scorpio Sun giving Leo Moon the light, and the message was, yes, no, you're expanding out into a magic state of consciousness. So you see the magic, the childlike, and then the caterpillar and the fool, right? And it's clear, right? There is something that is helping you now to grow into a higher state of consciousness, because, I mean, this is why I'm doing these readings, right? What are the blockages? What are the difficulties? And so today, this reading is all about Sagittarius giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is also ruling the fortune's wheel. And so we're going to look into the overall message. In the month of Scorpio, it was Pluto's message, right? Pluto going next year, 2024, into the sign of Aquarius, your opposite sign. And so now it's the Wheel of Fortune that we're looking at. And so we pick a card here. And this is the Mystical Moment Tarot. I've listed all the cards below so you can have a look. And yeah, we will see what Sagittarius is wanting to tell you. Always, right? It's kind of like what's happening, what's going on in the world. And so you are getting the number 40, and it's Oh Sunny Day, and it's this lady sitting on an Amanita muscaria mushroom with 1, 2, 3 ladybugs, and of course she's the number 4. And the step to 1, 2, 3 is the Empress, and the 4 is the Emperor, and the 4T then brings you the Emperor and the Fool. Now, if I put the Wheel of Fortune above, we get 50, the 5 and the 0. And 50, of course, is then Sagittarius, the 14, right? The 10 and the 4. The 10, always the Wheel of Fortune. The 4, that is always then letting you know you can be an emperor. You can rule this world, right? You can create what it is that you want to create. And then the 5 is the Hierophant, is the spiritual message that we are getting through Jupiter, through expanding, through recognizing that we are a collective, right? And that we all evolve together. And so the Amanita muscaria is used in the shamanic tradition because it brings you the hallucinogenic transformation of your brain. And she's sitting here and she's looking away, right? She's looking into... It's almost like she's looking at me when I hold the card, right? So she's actually looking inwards. And so this is the message now, the overall message for this month, right? And we're going to see now how the reading unfolds. I'm going to the right, we're going to your full moon, so just that you know. On the position of the Fool, that foolish idea that we have all of a sudden, right? Because we have the feeling, okay, Sagittarius Sun, which is ruling you, right? So you always feel through the sun very strongly the other person. And so compassion is something very important that you have to bring to the people. Comes now here the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus, which is then, of course, the second zodiac sign of worth, of self-worth, particularly, but of course worth through money, right? And so money can bring a worthiness to us, but deep down the real self-worth comes because you know about the secrets of the universe and of a higher consciousness. And so the call is to recognize your self-worth, to sit here. He has his legs crossed. The crossing is always the uniting of the dualities because we find a central point here. And so either there is a Taurus talking to you, or just in general you are calling out into the spirit world that your self-worth is developing stronger and stronger, clearer and clearer. You coming here into that kingdom of wealth, right? Because you are the king of fire, you're the king of action, but now you're also the king here of financial wealth. On the position of the Magician is that inspiration, right? The magic inspiration, that what you got here comes now as the Seer, right? And the Seer is the number 45. So we have the 4, the Emperor, and 5, the Hierophant, the Taurus energy, and together calculated we get the 9, and the 9 is the Hermit, is that inner knowledge, is that inner knowing, the seer that knows I have deep within myself a treasure, and that treasure needs to be cherished. And so the 9 and the 1 of the Magician creates a 10. And the 10 then comes back to the Wheel of Fortune, comes back to the true seeing, comes through the magic mushroom, comes through ayahuasca, comes through the spiritual rites of passages, right? And so there is a very interesting perspective, because it's the card number 40, and we have the 40 here, right? And so it's clear, the black, the white, the black and the white. And so this shamanic tradition is something that is enticing you, and you should, right? If it's calling you, then you should go and have a look at it, because it's important for us to look through the veil, right? Because that's what he does. That's what I see. He is recognizing the vibrations around him, the intensity of how when we lose the two-dimensional world here, right, the duality world, and we look beyond, we can recognize all of a sudden that there are strong vibrations around us, right, that are influencing us. So the Magician is connected with Mercury, and Mercury is always the language. And so it's almost like you are learning a new language in the way you are working, in the way you are connecting now to your higher self, right? Because these are all state of consciousness. The Fool is connected with Uranus, and Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius is your opposite sign. That's when you get the light from for your full moon. And so something is calling, something is talking, something wants to let you know there is this new way of looking at the way spirituality works, right? So there's a new language coming, a new vibration coming. Now I wanted to see, what is the seer seeing? And in the Mother Peace Tarot came Gemini, the Lovers. And so when we put it here, it's almost like he's looking down at it. So it came up reverse, right? When it comes upright, we can see here comes the Emperor, and the Hierophant's walls are opening. And we see here 2 cups. And we see the negativity that these 2 cups are holding as the masculine and the feminine. But we also see the black and the white here. And we see the opening, and we see here the sun rising, right? We see there is something in the center of the card, something where we're going towards. And so the Lovers is something that you're looking at it again, right? Self-love, true love, a love that you recognize. And it's really funny, when I see the card from like afar, I see 2 eyes, a nose, and a smiley face, right? It's like, okay, the picture like this, it's a different picture, right? But when I turn it around, it's like, oh, there's someone smiling. Look at that, right? It's like crazy. So he's looking at the Lovers, and the Lovers reversed is like, okay, there is right now no way that you could think of being in a relationship again. But this is no ordinary relationship. This is the most important relationship that you can have, and it's the relationship with yourself. So the seer is looking at the relationship. Now, we had the 10 plus the 6 is the 16, right? So here we have quite something coming at you, because we have Taurus and now we have Gemini, and it's really like, okay, really understand the self-worth in your self-love is now being pushed upon you, changing the vibrational frequency of yourself, right? This vibrational frequency is floating here around her all over this card, right? And we can see the vibration. We can see that there's a new vibration, because even though the Fool is here as that indicator of how is it starting, where is this thought coming from, you had back then the Fool in the reading as well, right? Here you see her horn. You see how she is actually calling out, right? And so in a way, Taurus is important, right? Bringing now this calling down to earth into then the vision, the seeing of the magician that is inspired to see love from a new perspective, that when you're broken and come into a relationship, you cannot, right, fix it, because the 16 here is the Tower. So the brokenness of yourself, bringing that into a relationship, breaks a relationship. It's not possible to heal that. And so you are called to look at that on a deeper level, right? It's almost like saying, yeah, have a look why this is happening. Have a look why you are needing to look at your own relationship one more time. On the position of the High Priestess comes the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is connected with the constellation Mars in Capricorn. And the next month we get Capricorn, right? And so the 3 is letting you know Mars is that I push, I fight for building something again, a triangle, the Empress right in there. And the 2 is the 5. The 5 again brings us Sagittarius as an end result. If he connects the 1 and the 4, right? The 4, the heart, and the 1, always that magic, but also the 1 in the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune. And so you can really work on yourself because you have the 3 ladybugs, right? And the ladybug number 4 is sitting here. So you are here building something new, recognizing something new that is now bringing your intuition to the next level, where you can build a movement, where you can build with other people something, right? Because you are then empowered, you are strong. And then the 5, of course, is the Hierophant or the Taurus energy, right? That is then teaching, that is then bringing that out to the people. On the position of the Empress comes the Moon. The Moon is looking down at the 3 of Pentacles, and of course the evolution continues all the time, and the 18 plus the 3 of the Empress creates the 21. The 21 is the world. The world is yours, right? If you understand the higher consciousness, the higher perspective, the looking back into the soul, but at the same time continue your path outside to the world, into your opposite sign, Aquarius, right? And so the 21, then the 3 is left, calculated together. We know that we are giving birth all the time to new energies, and so she is standing here, right, holding the wheat, holding the nourishment, right, that we need to be strong. And so the Empress, which is connected with Venus, is that moment of love and beauty that now the Moon is bringing to you, and the Moon is stationing in your sign right now, right? And so you are recognizing something powerful is coming at you, speaking to you through this birthing of a new consciousness, right? Because all the first 4 cards is all in your head, is all just a state of consciousness that wants to evolve. And so you are creating this new evolutionary spiritual movement, right? Or group energy, because 3 is a group, right? And so the 3-3 portal speaking here to you is then clear that the world is benefiting from that, right? Because we got the 21 here. And so the world will help you to create whatever it is that you want to create. Then on the position of the Strength card of Leo right? You getting here the messenger of earth. And the messenger of earth, you can see below in my description, I have listed all the court cards, comes a Virgo, but there are specific dates, right? So maybe you know this type of Virgo that is helping you now to ground yourself. You already got a Taurus energy, a king. Now you got a knight, and the knight is more searching and acting and doing whatever it needs to be done, right, for the material world to function. And so the Taurus and the Virgo energy helping you to find your path, right? Because particularly Leo is facing the left, right? And you are looking at the lion and you are literally saying, yeah, I hear you. I know why you're roaring. It's almost like he's roaring to the moon. It's like he's like, whoa, yeah, and it's like the dogs, right? They're all howling on the full moon. And so it's kind of like he's letting you know the full moon is soon there, right? In the second next reading, we have first Capricorn, and then we have Aquarius, and then you have your full moon. So you are awakening to that, right? It's almost like your brain, your antennas are being sharpened, right? Because through this reading. And so the moon is letting you know, as that deep subconscious, there is something that needs to be regarded in sense of health, because the Virgo is the sixth house of health and work, and working on your health issues, whatever those are, right? And getting as such the strength. So the 8th and the 6th zodiac sign is the 14, and the 14 is then, of course, again, blending whatever you can blend, as much as you can blend, right? As much as you can always give and take and inhale and exhale. Do that, right? Do practice like yoga, breathing, anything that really gets your breath going, because you need to get your heartbeat up once a day, because that's what makes your heartbeat going, right? It's your body parts. So you do need to go into the cardio. You need to walk or really get a little bit out of breath. It's really good for you. So then we have the 5 here again, and the 5 was also in the seer, right? We had the 45 in the seer. And so recognize that, right? Understand that, and know that we had a 5 here as well, right? Through the call here, the oh sunny day, right? And you love the sun, right? Because I mean, you are ruled by the sun. So this card is really beautiful for you. Then on the position of the King of Fire comes here the Page of Earth. And these are all 3 earth signs, which is Taurus and Virgo and, of course, Capricorn. And so we have already Taurus, we already have a Virgo, and Capricorn maybe is here, right? And so Capricorn, in the next month, you maybe see that there is something calling for you to awaken, because you are the 5th zodiac sign, plus the 3 here is an 8, and the 8 is again that infinite potential that you want to bring now into your life. Want to understand that you are the number 8. In some decks you are the number 11, right? They switched. And so in this deck you are the 8, right? And so you are calling out, and you are recognizing something in your youth has already awakened, right? And maybe you have some connection with the earth signs, because you have Taurus and Virgo here. So you are feeling something, right? That is like pulling at your heart, because look how beautiful these angels are, right? There are literally these little creatures that are like fairies, right? Little gnomes that are like protecting the earth, right? Protecting the material, right? Because I always say I vote with my money, right? With my money, I can actually pay those people who really take care of our planet, because the Mother Earth is our boss, right? There is no boss above me except Mother Earth. And that's how I work. Then on the position of the Sun comes here, of course, Temperance, letting you know then the world is yours, right? Because these little creatures are protecting the world. And then comes the Dancer. And the blending and the dancing is the same, right? When we dance, we're lifting one foot up and then the other. And it's always the blending. It's always inhale and exhale is putting the water into one cup and then into the next cup. And so here you have the dancers, right? And you see that the world is yours. And in this deck, the Sagittarius is patience, right? And so when we connect with the earth people, then we understand that everything takes time, that we cannot do things quickly, even though you like it quick, right? Because fire, when it burns, it really burns. And you are really now learning to understand that you have come to a higher consciousness, right? Because the world is now letting you know the 14 is the 5, the world is the 21, and so the 5 and the 3 is an 8 again. And the 8 is you, right? Here you are wanting to understand how the world is functioning, and so be patient, be diligent, be, patient, and see that the world is coming to you, right? And so these little earth people are here to help you, right? Because we have here all these 3 earth people. I'm just going to put them all together because it's going to be really beautiful. So the earth, right? The world is coming, and the world needs you, right? Needs you to see this, needs you to understand this. Then we see, of course, that now you are dancing patiently, right? That you are learning to be patient, because the world, it took it forever to be where it is right now, and it will still take a long time for us to evolve even further. And you are getting the world, right? Temperance is bringing you the world, blending, right? The number 8. Then on the position of the moon as the dream oracle that is speaking here is the 3, the benefactor or the grace and generosity that here this beautiful, cute little couple, mouse couple, is having in the mushroom. Now, this is really interesting because remember the mushroom at the beginning? You're sitting all alone here. Now, you are, of course, envisioning yourself again in this type of relationship. A relationship that is enjoying every moment that they can be together. And so the 3 ladybugs, right, are literally letting you know you are going to be transforming yourself again into a relationship, because you had the 6 here in reverse, right? And remember, we had here the 10 and the 6. I'm going to put it like this. The 10 and the 6 was the 16, right? The Tower. And out of the Tower comes then, of course, the 7. And the 7 is the Chariot, the emotional success that you can gain. Now, because it's smiling, because it's upside down, look what they're doing. They're smiling and they're laughing and they're having a good time, right? And so you are envisioning that, right? You're getting a feeling that this is something that might come back to you, that you are getting again this, because they are lying in an Amnamida Muscaria, right? And so you are understanding that the message here is really clear. You want to see a new relationship, but you want to see it like this. And so the moon right now is almost like implanting that into your subconscious. The 18 is the 9. The 9 and the 3 is the 12, the hanged man. And the hanged man is just right before this happy moment. And then the 3 is left. So I wanted to see what is making you so happy here. And we get here the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is connected with the constellation Mars in Pisces. Pisces is the subconscious. Pisces is the moon, right? Here the moon bringing you the 3. The 3 is left, all calculated together. The 3 and the 10 is the 13. And the 13 was back then the last reading, right? Scorpio Sun giving Leo Moon the light. Yes, no, you're expanding out into a magic state of consciousness. And so the 10 of Cups is the thanks, giving thanks to the rain. And these women are praying and are happy that they have the water that is coming down. And to the right, it's like they want to make everything right. They want to make sure that the whole world is feeling this, right? And so the 10 is connected with the Wheel of Fortune. This 10 is connected that you are happy, right? That you are really, truly happy. And you can have a relationship like that, right? Because the 13 then creates a 4, and then the 4 is connected with this 4. It's a 4-4 portal. So it's something you desiring. It's something you want. And I think you are gonna get it, right? Because, I mean, this is really beautiful, right? And so recognize that this is here now talking to you. On the position of the sun, your planet, right, or your star, dwarf star, comes the animals. And the animals is the 21, is the world, is companionship. Maybe you should get, connected with animals, because this is what the card is literally saying, right? We have the 19, which is then a 10. And that 10 is connecting you again to the fortune's wheels. And here you have 3 ladybugs, right? These 3 ladybugs are literally letting you know there is now a shift in the 21 is a 3, right? Because you are recognizing now that you are in solitude, but your solitude can be mended by being with animals, because animals are so pure, they are so clear. I mean, all they want is food from you, right? And then that's why they come and they love you and they are connected with you, and you touch them and you cuddle with them and they love it, right? They feel that there is this beautiful feeling with you. And so when you feel this, right, you get the 10, and the 3 is again a 13, and the 13 then is the 4 left. So I wanted to see why it's important for you to get here these animals, right? Because, I mean, you have them here. Here you are as a human being, and then you are here having here 2 little mice, right? They're like enjoying themselves. And the 9 of Cups reverse came. The 9 of Cups is always connected with Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter is connected, of course, with Sagittarius. Jupiter is connected with the Wheel of Fortune. And so see that something is talking to you, right? But because it's reverse, it's almost like you are not wanting to be part of these women here. Look at them. They're having fun. They're enjoying themselves. They're at this very special spring. And they are enjoying and loving the natural way of being naked, doing yoga, handstand, drumming, bathing and talking and chillaxing, right? And so reverse, it's almost like you don't want that. And so the animals are bringing that back to you. They are helping you to see this, right? As yes, you do not want right now a relationship, but deep down you are dreaming about it. Deep down you wish you had it. Deep down you understand that there are certain things, right? Because you have 10 and 9 is 19, that's the sun. And it's the sun that is actually letting you know here that animals can bring you a really healing perspective into how you love again, because they're unconditional, right? They don't ask you anything, please do this for me because then I love you more. They just love you because you give them food, right? So it's really interesting. I mean, sometimes I'm like, okay, one person once said, well, an animal sees you as a feeding machine, right? And so how much food can I get out of this person? So they do anything for you. And so you can see, right, the world with the animals and the connection here. It's quite on the basic level, right? The basic level is like food and love, right? And so here these two give that to each other, and I think you should look into that, because you have this two as a reverse, right? The 6 and the 9 is the 15. You're still attached to a certain way of the way these things should be. That's the Capricorn, right? 15 is connected with the devil, with Capricorn, which is coming next month, right? So you want things in a certain way or go a certain way, and we cannot really force that, right? Particularly with animals, and with animals we learn the most how to be in a really loving relationship, right? So animals can help you to heal that. And then comes on the position of the world the 6 of Cups, which is connected with the constellation Sun in Scorpio. And last reading was Sun in Scorpio. Yes, no, you're expanding out into a magic state of consciousness. And so you're getting the mirror hold up, right, from the muse. And here you are playing, and here you are sitting looking at the mirror, and you are recognizing that you have 10 cups, 9 cups, which is 19, and 6 is 25. You have then the number 7 again. And the number 7 came up here, right? Here, with these 3, the Magician, the Seer, and here, of course, the 6 of the Lovers, right? Of Gemini. And so recognize something. Recognize that then you are learning through all the cups, right? The 25 cups. That's a lot of emotions that are coming here, right? And some of them are facing the right? The 10 that I am now understanding how all of this works, right? I am now understanding that emotions are giving me the teachings, right? The real teachings. And the 9 also is the wish card, is that I want to enjoy myself, but I can't really. And now the 6 comes. Maybe it has to do with your childhood, right? To have a look again at your childhood and see really what it is, right? Because the world understands the 6 of Cups, right? It's all in the past. We have done terrible things in the past, and we will do terrible things in the future. But here we are learning through all of these difficulties, and so is the world learning, and so is the world shifting and opening itself into a new dimension. And so the 21 is the 3, and the 6 is then the 9. The 9 is the completion again, right? The 9 is Virgo, right? Is the messenger of Earth. The 9 is letting you know that you want to be again and again wholesome. You want to awakening again and again, right? That this is not something that you have to think, oh, this is an option. This is something that you can just say, I choose, I want, because I learn it maybe through an animal that they're just enjoying, right? They're enjoying the moment. And so here, of course, the 9 is speaking to you. And when I close the reading now with Taurus, right? The 9 as that inner understanding of how I am in a completion when I really see my past anew, is you then being established in a new way, you being established in a new way, that you are looking at things deep within you, because this is all inside of you. This is inside of your past, and she is looking deep within, right? And she is bringing to you then the knowledge and the understanding that you're learning, and that this is possible, right? That this moment is really something that you are wishing for, right? Because the 3 of the world, right? And the 3 of this is literally saying, yes, you can have it, but you gotta also recognize what happened in your past is something that we cannot change, but you can now change something about what you want and how you want to live it, and that is turning the 9 of Cups around and be joyous, right? And love what is and love what will be. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because we had Capricorn coming up and letting you know, right, that in the next month we are learning to really let go again. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.